All right, welcome everyone to another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode number 52, and today is November the 9th, 2020. I want to welcome everyone who joins me this evening, this later evening, live here on the Mr. Mountain Man live stream Monday, Mountain Man Monday, and anyone who is watching later on the Mountain Man YouTube channel. As always, these live streams are archived under the live stream playlist on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Mr. Mountain Man. Glad to have you here this evening. As I always say, I hope you had a wonderful weekend, a great day, and a great start to your week. We try to make something out of the beginning of the week and hope everyone has a great start to their week. Joins us for a little bit of fun evening conversation. Let's see what we can come up with tonight. We already have some familiar faces. Let's start with AZ Rock. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, I finally made it to another live stream. It is wonderful to have you here, AZ Rock. I hope your move has gone smoothly. I know I've been communicating via the comments and the videos. So let us know how you're doing. I hope things are going well. We got Tim Wheaton here. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, hello to you. I hope you are doing well and also having a fantastic week. Yes, so far, just getting into the grind. It has been a very, very full day, a busy day, a lot of just, work and this and that and house stuff and everything going on, but I can't complain. We got Lily here. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, hello to you as well. I hope you're having a great start to your week up in your neck of the woods, probably getting a little bit colder as well. We got Mom here. Hello, Mom and Dad. I hope you are doing well. Got to talk to you last night. Glad to have you here. It is later, I know, for some folks. You know how it goes, 6:30 to 9:30-ish. I will pop in here and get this thing going week to week when I can get started. So I appreciate the patience and everybody waiting to get in here and say howdy. It is Mr. Mountain Man live Monday evening. Yeah, we always got the four muscles. Of course, I only got two, but we got the four right there. So it's awesome. Foxy Wolf, I hope you're doing wonderful and having a great start to your week and everything is going well. Great to be back. Yes, the move went well and all. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Moves are pain in the rear. I mean, I've said it before. If you're going to somewhere you desire or something new or, something and it's not something you don't want to do, then that's motivation to get through all the boxes and the moving and whatnot. But hopefully your situation was a desirable one and as you mentioned, things went well. And so glad to hear that. We got Living Like Larry. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, and hope all is well. It is having a great start to the week. Getting into this Monday evening and wanted to get everybody going and saying hello. And we got Ted and Deborah Harrison. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Greetings to everyone, to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Let us know how you're doing. Tim says, loved your last video. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. So that video that Tim's referencing is the Chimney Rock fall hike. If you all haven't seen it yet, check it out on the channel. I do think it's a wonderful video for the colors and what it presented that day. So that was the actual date of that video was I think third weekend in October. I've been busy, as I had mentioned, so it took me a little bit. I believe that was October the 24th is when I shot that. And the leaves, I never know how the videos are going to do. I mean, there's nothing like being in person, but the leaves on the trees were spectacular. Now, that was not a sunny day, and the sun can add another element. It's kind of weird. Sometimes when it's overcast, it looks vibrant. Sometimes when it's sunny, it's kind of nice to have both. That particular day was overcast with a storm to follow, so we got out just in time before it rained cats and dogs, but nonetheless, it was a nice hike with the family and some great colors. Some beautiful pictures. I think some that I had posted on Instagram a few weeks ago. I mean, with the contrast, one particular picture between red, green, and yellow. I'll double check. If I didn't post that, I will need to post that. Let's see. It's good to be back. I missed you all. I missed you and everyone as well. We did as well. It's great, AZ Rock, as we always talk about the regulars here. When we notice somebody hasn't been here for a while, we start to raise some eyebrows. Again, I always put the disclaimer, not because people have to come to this live stream. Of course not. I just meant the people that usually regularly enjoy it. We're kind of like on the positive side, like, oh, what's up? Hope so-and-so's doing well. So it is nice to see you back and glad to hear the move went well. Hey, Rita, we got Rita here. Hello, Mr. Mountain. You are coming in blurry, but glad you are here. Well, that's a stinker. If that's the case, I apologize about that. I thought I had everything on lockdown. I will say one annoying thing about my live streams, about which I cannot explain, is I have noticed that the first few minutes look horrible and then it clears up and it's wonderful. And so I don't know what is doing that, but it's unfortunate because I think it's a pretty cool live stream, the conversations we have and such. And unfortunately, it's not going to be very attractive to new folks if the first thing they do is turn it on and it looks like some video from, 1998 or something like that, all grainy and noisy. So that's really unfortunate and it's a bit frustrating. I wish it was coming through. So feel free to give me an update and let me know if it clears up. I thought I had everything, pretty well in order this evening to have everything, but it's a little bit later. So who knows if somebody stole some of the internet there. Everybody's saying buffering, Wi-Fi issues. I'll catch up later. That might have been us. That might have been on my end, Lily. I hope you are able to join us back. Yep. Settled in. Saw you yesterday on Branson live stream. Just watch How Are Things. Enjoyed the Chimney Fall hike while I waited for you this evening. Well, thank you. Yeah. Again, I had a really good, a really nice hike. That was a lot of fun. So that's really, as far as news notes of the week, the new video, of course. And I have another one in the can, with the motorcycle ride. I also have some pictures from that I need to put on Instagram that were really awesome. Last 3 days here have been beautiful. Yeah, it's just, it was a nice weekend. Unfortunately, the new tropical storm coming up from Florida, I think, is going to bring some rain later this week. So it's going to be kind of, I think the next several days, the weather is not going to be that nice. We got Lion One, Little Switzerland in the house. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, welcome to the live stream, Lion. And Little Switzerland, I if you're referring to, you're actually in Little Switzerland, or that I did have that video from Little Switzerland, one of my favorite videos because it's such a neat place. Let us know how you're doing. And thank you for being here. I hope you're having a nice start to your week. Foxy says, back up in the 80s here, still no rain. Maybe with this storm coming in. You guys must be in a severe drought, because I mean, my memory's not perfect, but I do not recall you saying very little rain in the last 4 to 6 months, including the hot summer months. So hopefully everything is. Looks like your video's off a little tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Let's see if it clears up. If it doesn't in a few minutes, I might have to, as crazy as it is, I might have to call out the door here and say, hey, is anybody using the internet? Everything is taking longer than expected. Has taken 3 calls to get something done instead of 1 call. The next hurdle will be new driver's license. Oh, okay. I visited 3 waterfalls with some fun hikes to them in the last 7 days. Oh, wow. That is fantastic, Line. Yeah, just a beautiful time of the year here in Western North Carolina. So hopefully you are having some enjoyable hikes. I mean, it's just great to be outdoors. It was a perfect weekend, and it's very, very moderate temperature right now. Very mild, just, 60s, 70s. Very nice temperature, and not getting super, super cold at night. Let's see here. Watched a few videos on Asheville tonight. Looks like quite a bit to see around there. There is, I mean, of course, I'm always talking about all the stuff, but, there's well, there's the downtown culture, there's, diverse restaurants, there's the Grove Park, there's the Biltmore, there's the Arboretum, there's shopping, and of course the Blue Ridge Parkway. I mean, the real attraction here is the mountains. Mountains probably followed by culture. That's real special 1-2 punch about Asheville, is that it just has a really nice mix, and as evidenced by how many people are wanting to spin their nest egg and move here, especially on retirement. It's a very, very popular place, and consistently is in magazines of one of the best places in America to live. So yeah. AZ Rocks talking to Foxy about the her folks and planning a road trip to Sevierville in late spring. Falling Down, that's over there in Gatlinburg. For those of you that aren't familiar with that area, beautiful place. 77 and sunny in Northwest Ohio today. I think we have one more nice day tomorrow. Yeah, that is very mild for this time of the year. I mean, Ohio is crazy though, because 5-6 years, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years ago, I went back to Columbus for Christmas, and Christmas Eve one time it was like 68 degrees. Now that is ridiculous. That is not normal Ohio temperatures. I mean, you may not have a snowstorm at Christmas, but not almost 70 degrees. You're still a little fuzzy, but watchable. Yeah, you're watchable. I know you like your feedback. Yes, I do. And thank you everybody for doing that. Audio is real good. You're a bit blurry, but not bad. Let me, I know you're not supposed to do this. Let me give me 10 seconds. You're going to see me walk away here for a second. Give me 10 seconds. I know this is what you're not supposed to do. I'm just going to double check real quick. Hold on a second. Be right back. Play the waiting music real quick. 1 second. I'm back. People leaving the live stream. Who leaves a live stream in the middle of the live stream? All right. Woo! That was a little marathon. All right. Ran away. All right. So I didn't find any culprits. Nobody was on the internet, but they were surprised to see me. I was like, who's eating up the internet? I don't know. So maybe it's just, I don't know, that sweet mountain internet. Foxy says, got a new Jeep last Tuesday. I've only been to the bank and back. Oh, need me some road tripping. By the way, on YouTube, there are a lot of great channels that are niche into Jeeps. I mean, so if that's because Jeep has a culture kind of like Mustangs do and other things. I don't own a Jeep, but I know a lot of people that do. Of course, we know there's the, Jeep get-togethers and all that stuff, but on a more routine day-to-day basis, there's a whole bunch of stuff if that's, but then some people just drive it, as a car, but that's awesome. And I'll tell you another thing that's super cool that you got a Jeep. I've never bought one, but one of the ones I like is the Rubicon. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy it. I don't, but it's a cool looking one, especially the flat black with the red lettering. That's a pretty cool looking specialty Jeep, I guess. AZ Rock, not sure if I mentioned anything, but your mustache picture was fabulous. Thank you. Yes, that was from 8 or 9 years ago, and I started it for a charity called Movember, and that was a lot of fun. It was a fun time, and it was neat to do. Have some great stories and pictures to show for it. Yeah, thanks for that. I had that on Instagram. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Yes, congratulations on the Jeep. Rita went to the dealership today to have my remote car keys reprogrammed. It didn't work to buy new keys unless I can figure it out. 180. Yes. So Rita, I being the eclectic candy man, I have been down that road, and there are certain cars that there is no way the dealer, especially if you have like a Dodge or something like that, they have those proprietary keys. They have to be programmed. Either they're by the dealer or basically an authorized locksmith. And I had to bite the bullet a couple of years ago for one of our Dodge and pay. The only way I was able to save money is I was able to find a local locksmith who was mobile, by the way, came out to my house, used OEM, that original equipment manufacturer Dodge keys, not aftermarket, two of them, and programmed them with the proprietary software in the van, the mobile van, and I saved probably 20% off of dealer costs. It was still like $350 for two keys, so it's not cheap. But I think the dealer was going to be another $100 or 50 or $100 something. I don't remember the exact amounts, but it's unfortunate. Now, the older cars, like my Mustang, they're not as sophisticated. Like the key fobs, you can get off the internet for like $10. And as long as you have one, you can program the other. So what you do is there's instructions. It's like put the first key in, turn on the car, turn off the car, put in the second key, turn it on twice, pull it out, put in the third key, or I mean the second key again, and then, turn it two times. It's basically this procedure, and then it programs via the car. But I don't see cars allowing that anymore. And I asked them about it, and there is no other reason than from what I've heard is, and not like it's just a great moneymaker for the dealer. They're super, super expensive. And it would be nice if you're like, oh, I have one key. I wish I could at home buy a second key and then program it. They don't let you do it. So I hope you can find a method. Yeah, good luck with that. I know it stinks. Oh, hey, Jennifer Rathbone. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you're having a great start to your evening, or great start to your week. Nice evening, nice week. I had a nice weekend. And thank you for joining us this evening. Let us know how you are doing. Foxy says YouTube has changed over some things, and so could be totally on YouTube. Yeah, the only reason I give, that would be interesting is the thing is, there's a lot of folks that have crystal clear 4K, live streams. I mean, that's one of the things, the price to pay for living in the mountains is, sometimes the internet is not the best. It's just a fact. And so, what I basically do is try to make it so I am the only one that's using the bandwidth. And so I take all the phones and I turn them off of the Wi-Fi and make sure everything's shut down. But I don't know if I missed something or it's just the evening. But thanks for hanging out with me, even if it's a little grainy, guys. Unfortunately, I think people might pop in, see it look like garbage, and then just pop back off. But their loss. They're not going to get to hear our cool conversation. Let's see. Foxy says my 12 Jeep, no problems. Not going to change now. Yeah, Jeeps are, if I was into non-Mustang vehicles or muscle cars, because I also like the Challenger. If I had to have a four-door, I like the Charger, but I don't like that they don't make it with a stick. I drive manual. I've always driven a manual, and the Charger does not have a stick. A Jeep is probably high on the list if I was going to have a car that is not sports car related. I think they're pretty cool. But I'll tell you one thing I've never been into pickup trucks. Like, I know a ton of people, a ton of guys like it. I mean, guys and girls, but I mean, a lot of, men like them. And I much prefer my muscle car, maybe because I was so big into NASCAR, and I just liked the horsepower of that style of car, not a huge truck. But I know a lot of people like them. It's best selling vehicle, best selling truck, like the Ford F-150. Anyway, let's see here. Make sure, speak highly of Jeeps, especially 4x4s, and that's very practical, by the way, if you are living in a remote area. I spent $6-7 to have tested 2011 Nissan Versa, and I did try what you said. I have 2 keys, spare key was never used. I hope it isn't something in the wiring. Oh, so yeah, if your model supposedly can be programmed without the proprietary dealer software like the Dodges I was talking about, yeah, who knows? Maybe it's a bad key fob or something like that. I do hope you get it sorted out. I tell you, things breaking. I mean, so here's a little story for you all for tonight. So I finish. It's rolling into the evening, and my wife looks at me and she cringes and she says, and she cringes because she knows that I don't know what it is, but the last few years, something is always breaking. I have that Eclectic Candyman channel. And if you notice, most of the stuff I fix, it's not for fun. It's like something broke and I needed to fix it. Toilets, lights, cars, TVs. I don't have a video about the TV, but you guys know I did a TV. So she comes in to tell me, she says, the microwave button will not work. And the food is stuck in the microwave. And so I go look at it, and sure enough, the button doesn't have any spring action on it. It's just dead and pushed in, and it's just floppy. And of course, I don't know the internals, but I'm having a little bit of mechanical ability. I can already imagine, all right, there's a spring in the button and something else. Well, this is a built-in microwave, but it's hard to do in a family without a microwave. So, I pull the frame off. I didn't install this microwave. I had done one years ago at another house my wife and I lived in, but I haven't put a microwave in years. So I took off the frame, and then lo and behold, the microwave's right there. I take off a couple of bolts and I yank it out of the cabinet and put it on the floor. And I start, thanks to YouTube, that's usually the first place I go. I start looking for videos on, the button and stuff. Of course, I immediately pull up the part schematic and see how much the button is. And sure enough, I find of all the 10,000 microwave models that have been out there, or maybe 50,000, there is a video on my exact microwave with the button broke. That's pretty incredible for YouTube, because that's 1 in 10 or 50,000 or whatever. But the guy is showing the button, but he makes this offhand comment. He says, just be careful, because, the microwave keeps charge and you don't want to touch the capacitors. Now, mind you, I am not an electrician. No, not at all. Everything I do is learned. And so I'm kind of like, capacitors keep the charge. I probably shouldn't go rooting around inside there. I need to be careful. So I start watching videos about what you're supposed to do is basically take this capacitor that holds electricity to help start it up easier. It holds a charge even after it's unplugged, is you're supposed to decharge it. Basically, I watched a bunch of videos, and there's even one guy called I forget, he was called himself the redneck repairman, and he was, being jokingly, you'd basically take a pair of needle nose pliers that's insulated, touch it across the two terminals, it sparks, and then that's supposed to be the way. And I'm like, well, I don't know about all that, because I started doing research, and apparently the capacitor can hold enough volts to like kill you. And I'm like, geez, I'm not, I don't know. This seems kind of, a little, I don't know. It just doesn't seem legit. So I watch another video, and it's this guy from Sweden, and he's got one, and he touches the screwdriver across the two terminals to short it, and it sparks, and it like makes this loud snap, and it scares him, and he starts cussing in Swedish, and he's going off. And I'm like, oh my goodness, let me find a tool. I'll just pay for a tool. I want to do this right. And I start looking at tools, and they don't really have an official tool. Like all the videos from like HVAC people and on air conditionings that have to use it, they'll make a tool. They'll just take a resistor, tie it to like a screwdriver, tape it, put alligator clips on it, and allow it to discharge. I guess you can also use a multimeter. So I probably completely bored you, but the long and the short of that story is, one, was that not time consuming this evening? I had no idea. But when something like that breaks, here's the problem. I looked up that microwave. It's over $500. That style and model, that's a lot of money. The button is like $8. The problem with the button is they don't make it anymore, and nobody on the internet has it. The one video where that guy had the same problem, he glued it back on. But I don't know if any of you have ever glued plastic. My success rate gluing plastic is like 20%. So then the next thing is, and I won't bore you after this, but hopefully you're not extremely bored. I have, if those of you know, and if you don't know, I have a lot of tools. Like, I mean, I just have a lot, and it's always surprises me when I don't have a tool, and I get to the back of the microwave to take off the cover, and there's a specialty Torx bit. It's a Torx bit, looks like a star. And I have a lot of Torx bit. I have a whole set, but it's called a security Torx bit, which is a star with a hole in the middle. Good gracious, I thought I had everything, and this is so then my wife was out. I thought I knew the size. I said, "Swing by Lowe's. I've already bought it. Grab it at the counter and pick it up and bring it home." And she brings it home and it's not the right size. Wasn't her fault, wasn't Lowe's fault. It was my fault because I couldn't tell what size. So I have the wrong bit, can't get the cover off, got broken microwave. I don't even know if I can buy that button. And this was not an expected thing on a very, very full and busy day. So that's just the craziness going through trying to do the microwave. I don't even know what people do. Like, what do you guys do? Like, I guess if I had a counter microwave and it wasn't that expensive, I would just pitch it, go to Walmart and buy another one. But when it's nicer, you can call a repair person, but you're going to pay, as a lot of people say, just for them to start their repair truck is $100. I mean, just to come out and talk to you is usually $80 to $120. And then their labor to do stuff is $80 to $100 an hour. And then the parts, whether or not they exist. So just to have a button replaced with an hour and a half of labor, the cost of coming out, you might be looking at $250 or more, give or take, for an $8 part that does or doesn't exist. So I mean, calling a repair person is not feasible. Well, not for most of us all the time. Replacing it isn't always the option. So what do? You either just don't use the microwave, which I guess, it's hard with a family, or you fix it and you learn and you figure it out. Just like I did with that TV and just like I do with about, a lot of stuff. I remember a few years ago, our dishwasher was a pretty good one. I mean, it was only a few years old. It was Kenmore. Started leaking water all over the floor. And this was a nice one with the stainless steel tub and everything like that. It's not that complicated of a machine. So I kind of pulled it out of the counter. It's only a couple of screws, figured out what the part was, ordered it, and took the whole thing apart, replaced it. I also did the same thing on the washing machine. I kind of went part by part, replaced it. This is like 7-8 years ago. I know nothing about this stuff. Like I just kind of, it's not like I'm hacking at it because I usually have a pretty good success rate. I fix the car, fix the refrigerator, or if I have fixed the fridge before, fixed the washer. Never had to mess with the dryer. I have installed a water heater, but I'm not a plumber. I've, so a lot of stuff. I don't know. I guess that's just a testament to when you put a little bit of effort and a little bit of just, learning and kind of methodical thinking, you can do a lot. But I don't know how people do it, because if you're not doing all that stuff, you're paying out the arm and leg to have stuff repaired, or stuff breaks and you just don't have it. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what you guys say. I know I am way behind on the comments after telling you that story. So let's see. And probably some people rolled in here, but let me catch up. I don't even know if y'all probably bored you. Yes, this is so Foxy Wolf. This is interesting. The graphics are clear. The face is all fuzzy. Well, the face is fuzzy right now because I'm out of focus for real. That's not the internet. I think I fixed it there. Yes, we got the Telerood. It seems pretty solid. And of course, my Camaro. Bumblebee. Love it. Got AAA here. How are you? I am doing all right, other than the microwave. How are you doing tonight? Nice to have you join us again another week. And let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Jeep has always been on my dream list. You know what I will get when I win Publishers Clearinghouse. That's right. I remember those commercials all the time. That's real cool. That's a real bummer, Rita. Check out the internet to see if anyone else has the issue. Yeah, YouTube, like I always talk about. You usually can, as long as it has enough thumbs up and it looks like a reputable video. Jeep Liberty, they do not even make those anymore. This one has less than 40,000 miles. Nice. Yeah, I remember the Liberty. That was just a variation of it. Let's see. Okay, had to appeal my stay. Probably going to win. I didn't follow that story. Well, at least I'm not boring to you. Thank you. That was, but it's, even if you don't repair stuff, right? Like, again, I'm still curious. Like, what do you do? Like, I mean, Some people, yeah, if your car breaks, you go to the mechanic. If your water heater breaks, you call the plumber. If your TV breaks, you buy another one. But this, this gets expensive after a while. Um, Having to fight for Medicare, but Medicaid will kick in 30 for 30 days. Okay, I hope that situation does work out for you there, AAA, and you're able to get things sorted on that. I don't fool with electricity at all. I don't even like to plug things in. Yeah, so I have total respect for electricity. Like, um, I'm not an electrician, so I'm not. I never wire anything other than one time on my old motorcycle, I put in LED lights. So I did add wire for that, but that was relatively safe because you're just running a string of really low powered lights. Um, Maybe ran a wire or two for the car for some ancillary thing like some accessory or something on a fuse. But other than that, I don't run any wires. It's only manipulating what exists. Like in a house that already has wires, I'll put in a fan, I'll put in a light, I'll switch out a light switch. I will switch a breaker in the circuit box if it's gone bad after turning off all the power to the house. So I replace things that are already there. And then when it came to the microwave, like I was talking about, I'm not like soldering anything or doing anything. Same thing with the TV. It's all Legos, take this out, put this in. It's just kind of fighting your way through it. Hey, Mermaid Princess. Hello, Mr. Mountain. Hope you were doing well. I am. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Let us how you're doing, Mermaid Princess. And thank you for joining us this evening. If you got anything fun to tell us, let us know. Luckily, we haven't had any issues with our built-in microwave. That would suck. Yeah, it's kind of weird, Larry, because again, it's got this frame that only had 4 screws. So it's a little more industrious looking than it actually was. After I took off the 4 screws, you basically have a microwave sitting on a platform with 3 screws that I took out, and you unplug it from the wall, and now it's sitting on the floor. And literally in under 5 minutes, I had it removed. But then I couldn't get the cover off because of that T20 security Torx bit, which I do not have, and I got a T25. Foxy Wolf says, welcome to Mount Man Monday. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe and ring the bell. And we'll see you back here every Monday for some great conversation and friendship. Yes, you bet. And I love having you guys here. It's a lot of fun. We always have a good conversation. I'm sorry about the video quality tonight. I wish there was something I could do, but oh well. Hopefully it clears up. Let me know if it does. We want to get Medicare to pay as long as I can. Yeah. Yes. We got Patricia here as well. Hello, Mr. Mountain. Hi, everyone. Always love the avatar. You're probably getting bored of me saying that, but it's such a beautiful picture. Hope you're having a great start to your week. A nice Monday. Let us know how you are doing as well. Let me see here. Depending on how bad the button is cracked, where I used to work, we had plastic epoxy that would set up like cement. Yeah. So Ted Deborah, whoever was speaking on behalf of you there, that is good to know, because the video where that it was interesting because the button has been discontinued by Whirlpool. It's actually a KitchenAid microwave. The button has been discontinued, but the video that I found on YouTube that was the exact model was from 4 years ago. The button would have still been made. The guy glued it. The piece broke off the back and he glued it. Now, in my mind, 4 years ago, the part would have still been made probably. I would have paid the $8 for the button, but he glued it using JB Weld. He actually used 2 different kinds of glue. I never really mix glues. I mean, he mixed the JB Weld, the black and the red. What do you think about the JB Weld? Let me know. I will look for a plastic. I probably have to go over to one of the big box stores, Lowe's or Home Depot, and get a plastic epoxy. I hope that stuff like chemically bonds, because I have a feeling about 80-90% when I can finally get that cover off, it's going to be the button that is discontinued is broken. The plastic piece behind the button is made in bulk. I could get it off of Amazon for $10, but the button itself, so it's a button that pushes like this latch. The latch is made. But anyway, yeah. This is the truth. YouTube is making home repairs much easier, times a million. Like a lot of the stuff I learn from tidbits first from, off of YouTube. I mean, I think about it, 30 years ago, you buy a plumbing book or an electrician's book that's very generic. I mean, yeah, back then, I mean, but the reality is I don't think we had as much stuff, you know. I mean, if you think well, I mean, we had microwaves and refrigerators and cars, but like I remember like 5 years ago, I had my Samsung telephone and the screen died on it. Well, we this was when you would get a phone for free, but you had to keep it for 2 years, and they were so expensive to repair. I mean, excuse me, to replace. You know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. We didn't have insurance. So the screen off of eBay from China was like $80. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do it. And I watched this YouTube video, and you got to use like a heat gun, and you take off like a 20 little tiny screws, and you take off these cables, and you got all this stuff on the desk. And sure enough, I replaced it, and it worked for like 4 months. And then after 4 months, it died. I do not think it died because of me. I think it died because that the panel, the actual display was probably a piece of junk. It was not like Samsung OEM quality. And so because otherwise, if I didn't do it right, it would have never worked. But yeah, so this is very true. Good luck, AAA. Techno asked me tonight about the art supplies. We need to help you out there. Love your stories. Have you ever got a camera disc out of a computer DVD drive? So a camera disc. Okay, so I have, if I'm saying the thing you're talking about, I have a really decent computer, like a desktop that I built, and I keep upgrading the internals. But the one thing I have not updated or fixed are the 2 DVD burners. We just don't use DVD media that much anymore. But they work, but the doors don't open. If you hit the button, it doesn't open and eject. And I haven't replaced them yet, but they still work. So there's a little tiny hole on the very front. It's like a pin size hole. You take a paper clip, you bend it out, and you put it in the hole, and you poke it, and then the door will eject. And so if that's what you're talking about, look for the little hole in the front, bend out a paper clip, push it. So what I did is I opened it up, put the disc in, shut it. Sure enough, it reads and works. And then when I wanted to take it out, I took the paper clip. I just don't use them enough to justify, even though they're only like 20 or 30 bucks. I would just buy a countertop microwave. You're not boring us. Don't be silly. We love you. Oh, I appreciate that. Is very, very kind of you, Rita. Thank you for the nice comments. And by the way, it did cross my mind, like immediately today when I hear something's broke, I start processing. I'm like, all right, what do we do here? How do I take it out? How are we going to cook our food? You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking through all this because, you know, this is one of those things that's tough. I mean, you can use the oven or the stove, but we have a lot of stuff. We go with the microwave. And so it crossed my mind. I'm like, you know what, if this is going to be a pain in the butt, yeah, I'm going to Walmart, spending $60 on the cheapest one and just going to use that as a stopgap. But I think I got a chance at this. I just need to get the right bit tomorrow. Now we have to go return the one, get the other one. I should have just got the set. It's crazy. I buy so many tools and I don't even have any there. Have you checked with the electrical school to see if they can help with the microwave? So I am competent that I will be able to not only obviously get that cover off with those unique screws that have on there. That'll be no problem. I will discharge a capacitor. The other good thing about it is it'll have been sitting over 24 hours and they kind of naturally discharge, as I understand, but I'm still going to check it with a multimeter, try to discharge it, make sure it's not holding anything. I don't need to mess with the capacitor. I won't even be near it. I just don't want to touch anything that has a load on it. I'm going to be touching plastic. So basically, it's probably a button with a little plastic piece sitting on the bottom of the inside of the microwave. And as Larry, I believe, mentioned, I'm going to need to use some kind of plastic epoxy to glue it back. But crossing my fingers, the 10 or 20% chance that it's the piece behind it that's readily available, then I'll just pay the $10 on Amazon, get it, put it back together, and voila. Maybe I'll make it if it's that back piece, I might make an eclectic Candyman video on it. If it's the gluing thing, I may not. It was funny. You want to know another funny story? So I'm doing the TV, right? The TV where I ended up having to replace the LED strips, but that was the third part I bought. It's really hard to diagnose. And I had used a multimeter and I followed all these YouTube videos but I thought it was the power board. It wasn't. So I bought the main board. It wasn't. And the only thing left were the strips, which I thought were a long shot, but they worked. But where was I going with that? Oh my gosh, I just got a brain fart after I told you all that stuff about the TV. What the heck was I going with that? Oh my goodness, it must be late in the day. See, I'm sorry. I'm so goofy. Uh Talking about the TV, I don't know what I was talking about. I don't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me. That's what happens when you talk a mile a minute. And I was going to tell you a funny story. I don't even remember it now. Um, Let me catch up on the comments. That's probably because I'm thinking. Let's see. Oh, I'm way behind on the comments. Rapid round here. I'm doing well, Mr. Mountain. Thanks for asking. That is fantastic. We also have David Cantrell here. Hello, Mr. Mountain, everyone. Hello to you as well. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Hey, Nuri. Hello. Hola, ¿cómo está? Todo bien aquí? And I hope you are doing well. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. I am needing a little paint med brushes and a few canvases. That would make my day. Hate to ask for anything else, not wanting to be greedy. AAA, don't you have a live stream? Do you do live streams? I'm not, I'm sorry. So first of all, if I may make a, I don't join a lot of other. So if you guys normally had seen me on other people's live streams, time is the most expensive thing these days. Family life, work, and microwaves. That's kind of the joke, but things are really, really, really busy. I'm really sensitive to the time I'm not spending with the kids and stuff like that. I have to be very careful about how many things I get into. So I have not been on a lot of live streams. It's a long way to go about our AAA that I didn't know your story. But if you want to promote anything or you have a live stream or there's something, to let people know, please do put it in the chat below, please. I just don't know the story because, again, I'm not in a lot of live streams. So if it was talked on yours or it's a wide community and there's a lot of people in the know. So feel free to communicate and let folks know. Doing good. Thank you. But no worries about the mention of the avatar. Love fall, but soon be changing it to Christmas. I know. Hey, wouldn't it be weird if I had told you guys at the beginning, I was thinking about saying like Merry Christmas? You'd be like, is it, what? It's strange to say Merry Christmas this early, yet they have the Christmas movies on TV. They got the Christmas decorations out at the store. People are starting to put up Christmas decorations. I'm telling you, that's next. Wait for it. People will start saying Merry Christmas in like early November. It's going to be a thing. If it's not, we'll start it, right? Yes, I will let Techno know tonight and let's see what he has. AAA, anything to make your rehab progress more productive and make things easier for you. Mine doesn't have a door. It's more like an apple. Is that your microwave you're talking about? Or maybe something else? JB Weld is okay. What we had is a 2-stage epoxy that you used a caulking gun like an applicator. Once it's set up, it was rock solid, but you could still drill it. Check out 3M. I will check that out. So 3M plastic epoxy. That's what I should be looking for. I will check it out. Oh, AAA says E6000 glue. It works better than you think. Okay, I'll look at that as well. I'd hate to be greedy to give me a start. Yeah, let people know. Are you having a senior moment? I was having something there, Ted and Deborah. I was talking about the microwave. It's driving me crazy. I wanted to tell you something about the TV, and I don't even remember. Was it about the YouTube videos? That's going to drive me crazy. What was I talking about? Yeah. I'm already reading the next comment. I'm glad that happens to other people, Mr. Mountain. It's awful feeling when you're in the middle of a story and all goes blank. Part of my problem is, and you guys can laugh at me, I go on tangents, which are fun, but you end up losing your train of thought because you're like, well, let me tell this story and that story. I'm trying to think if, whatever. That's frustrating. But yeah, the microwave, I will do. I think I was talking to Foxy about the process I'll go through and just making sure that I'm safe. Completely understandable. I only have time for all the streams because my children are all grown now. Yeah. Yeah, and so, what happened was is during the pandemic early, and, we I was sitting down a lot and, work and family, after the baby and everything going on, it was a little more sedentary, but these days it's just crazy busy. And so if you all don't see me in other live streams, it's like, I mean, there's some nights I'm going to bed, 2 and, waking up and it's just, it's crazy. Mermaid Princess, don't worry, Mr. Mount Man. I do the same thing when talking to people. I tend to go blank too. I appreciate it. That's good. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't even know where I was going with the story. Um, he was talking about the computer. We respect you because you do put your family first. We can always wait. And thank you for saying that, Rita. Did I? Okay, now I'm going to have maybe another senior moment because I can't remember if I mentioned this last week. Did I tell you guys that I had watched rant? I think I did. I swear I did, or I meant to. I was watching other people's live streams of other genres. One was Disney and one was something else. And these people were much more popular than me, but basically they had videos, completely different areas of YouTube, and they were both basically saying they were a little overdone, overwhelmed with YouTube. They needed a break. They didn't have balance. And of course, all their followers and stuff were absolutely take the time you need and all this stuff. But um, YouTube, has this interesting effect for any of those of you who have, tried your hand at it with making videos and such, is that it doesn't matter. I don't care if you have 100 subscribers or 100,000. At some point in there, you feel as a creator an onus to provide to the community. I mean, that's what YouTube is. I mean, if I only did a live stream every, 3 months and put out a video every 6 months, to be honest with you, and I had started like that, most of you wouldn't have been here. There was just no continuity to it. And so you do feel I don't want to say pressure. That's a weird, you probably feel pressure if you are monetizing and making money, whether it's for full time or for an important income. I do feel that's like a job. That's like a sales job. You don't get your paycheck unless you go out and sell. Well, on YouTube, you're not getting paid unless you're making content. So that's a different area than me. But even me, for whatever I do, I want to do well. And so I do sometimes, I'll admit to you all, like, the day is long and a lot of things are going on. Randomly I joke. It could be the microwave, it could be work, it could be family, it could be this, it could be that. And then all of a sudden it's 11:30 at night or 12. And then it's like, do I want to go to the computer, the big computer, and do video editing? And I'm like, I'm so tired. But then I'm like, but you haven't, you're thinking in your head, you're like, I haven't put out a video in 2 or 3 weeks and you need to get working on it. But nobody's pressuring me. None of you guys are like, I'm going to unsubscribe. Even if you did, I mean, nobody's doing anything wild. Everybody's patient and it's just a very organic process. But the nature of the being a creator still has that kind of looming, you need to get stuff out because you're either doing this because you enjoy it and the community enjoys it and they want to see it and you want to show people neat stuff, or you're just not doing it. So if you've got that iron in the fire, you want to do well. And so yeah, I had seen other YouTubers talk. It's this interesting effect because I know one of the YouTubers, it's on a channel called Resort TV One. It's a Disney channel. They do a whole boatload of live streams from Disney World, and it's a man who, I don't know his whole story, but he's a full-time teacher, and he's got a family, I believe, and his sister also lives in Orlando, and she's married, and they are just making oodles and oodles of content. And he's a full-time teacher, and he has kids. And I'm like, good gracious, that is super busy. And I think there was one day he was all apologetic. He's like, I need a little break, and all this. Of course, he puts out 10 times what I do, but I don't know. I don't know the number of kids he has or his job after, who knows, you don't want to compare, but yeah. So anyway, that was no, anyway, back to Rita's comment. That's I do try to I do need to do that. And then but then once I get to editing and doing the videos, I thoroughly enjoy it and I really enjoy putting it out there. But sometimes it's just a little bit, it's sometimes it's tough finding the time. My computer DVD doesn't have a door, more like an Apple. I got you. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. If it doesn't have a door, the paperclip thing is not going to work. But as the theme of the night of fixing stuff, check your hand out on YouTube, maybe doing a search for your computer and maybe DVD stock or whatever it is. If it's those all-inclusive old school Apples that had the monitor in it, I don't know if you have to take the cover off or if there is a button, maybe it's hidden, something like that. I believe in the hereafter. I go into the next room and I say what I am hereafter. Okay. I believe in the hereafter. I go into the next room and I say, what am I hereafter? Nice. Family always first. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. I agree. I have not had one person say to me, anything but like, I know a YouTube channel can be time consuming and stressful. Yeah, it's weird because somebody might be an onlooker more popular than me and say, oh, well, how do you know? You only put out 2 videos a month, 1 video a month, and 1 live stream. That's no big deal. But, I'm always, I put time together for this. I put the news together, which I need to get to here in a couple of minutes. The equipment, the setup, I really try to put quality. So I've told most of you, and if you're new, you haven't heard me maybe say it, but since I can't hit the quantity mark, I strive for quality. And so that's a bit of time consuming. Yeah, AAA says I'm releasing once a day, and that's an excellent thing to do. And there's a lot of strategies to that too. You can, raw videos, or some people do it full time and can make edited videos. It could be live streams. There's so many avenues to producing stuff. You do a great job live streaming. You make it personable. I appreciate that. I wanted to take over the many years of this format, watching and absorbing, to take what I feel is the most interesting, and not even this formatting of live stream only. If you think of media in general, whether it's television shows, how people dialogue, what people find interesting. I mean, listen, I know I have, there's not even hardly 20 people here, but because I'm a smaller channel, but it doesn't matter. I still want to have a format that finds like an entertaining to you all and a good conversation and some fun, that we can all, have a nice conversation to end our Monday. And one of the real nice parts about, my channel is still that there's full interaction. I really don't miss much as far as comments and such. The only ones that I skip over are when people are saying hi to each other or maybe having a one-on-one chat, just because I get so far behind. But other than that, people who comment, we're going to interact. And so I'm releasing a video a day even when I was unconscious and while in the hospital. Well, that is fantastic. The hospital, I'm not really sure about the unconscious part. Or do you have them set up that they're staged to release, or but that's excellent that you are still. And by the way, if you're in the hospital, again, I'm sorry, AAA. I hope, I know you're talking about the Medicare, Medicaid. I really, we'll keep you in our prayers and hope you're on the up and up. I so enjoy watching the content you put out, Mr. Mattman. So reliving my childhood through the videos you make and post. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's just so many nice areas around here to explore, especially you all know that the Western North Carolina area is just beautiful as well. And for a lot of folks who don't even live in the mountains, or maybe only get to visit here, speaking of some other regulars, like Hike with Mike will be here. He's from the swamps of Florida, and you don't have the mountains. And then we get Lily that coming up from the Northeast, and sometimes we have folks from out in California, and we've got people from all over Georgia and Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio. So yeah, people like to see some of that content. Your live stream is like a part of each of your families, and we just want to see how you are, even if you can just be on for a short while. And I appreciate that, Rita. Actually, that crosses my mind. If there's ever a Monday, I'm like, oh my gosh, such a hectic day, so much to do, maybe some more work, some of this or that. it does cross my mind that even if I could only come on for 30 minutes, then that's better than zero. Um, yes, well stated. I appreciate it. Your live streams are great. Look forward to them every Monday. I've met many amazing and kind people here. Yes, I agree completely. Such a good group of regulars, and I also enjoy the new folks that stop by and start commenting. But if anybody's listening in the background, you do not need to chat. Some people listen like a podcast format, just want to hear the dialogue and some of the back and forth. That is awesome too. In fact, there are times where I join a live stream and that's all the only capacity I can listen in, because maybe I'm at the gym or I'm somewhere else. And so yeah, I really appreciate that. So with that, let's get to our traditions here that we do here on the Mountain Man, Mr. Mountain Man, or Mountain Man Monday live. I'm all tongue twisted here. Housekeeping for the week of November the 9th, 2020. First order of business, as we already talked about, is that I have a new video. Please check it out. It's called Chimney Rock Fall Hike. I do not have it sharing on my screen right now, but you can find it on this channel. It was a late October hike, and there are beautiful colors. Chimney Rock is just east of the Asheville area. Beautiful place. Oh, fun fact for you all. Not that my channel is eligible for monetization. And to be honest with you, I've contemplated, even when I get to the point, if I ever can monetize, I'm considering just taking it all and donating it to charity. Like, I thought that would be a fun thing to do. Like, I can share my screen, and whatever I get in a month, I'll just donate it to charity, because I'm always going to be a small channel. I don't have time to make it big, and I'm not aspiring to do anything like that. But anyway, you can find this live stream if I ever change my mind. You're like, you said, but I've thought about that so many times. Another tangent, by the way, but this is where I was going with that tangent. I wanted to put in the Last of the Mohicans music on the live stream. The first video I had didn't get a strike. This video did. As soon as I published it out, it was like, you have a copyright strike. It doesn't go against you. It doesn't hurt me. I just can't monetize it. So if I ever do become a monetized channel, I can't monetize that, because any video ads on it go to the creator. I think Trevor Jones is the composer of the Last of the Mohicans soundtrack. But I don't know why. I thought I was in the clear, because I used a little bit in my first video, but I think I used too much of the song. Like, I think you can get away if it's a little shorter. So anyway, but I started to contemplate. I'm like, oh, that bugs me. Should I go back and change it to some stock music from? And I'm like, nope, I like it. I don't care. I don't care if it gets monetized. I like that video. I'm leaving it as is. So the music at the beginning is Last of the Mohicans. Check out the Chimney Rock Fall Hike. I hope you enjoy it, and more to come with the Tail of the Dragon, hopefully coming in the next couple of weeks. So let's take a look over here at the, as I always share the pictures over on Instagram. Foxy Wolf, or one of the moderators in the background, if you don't mind sharing that, the one that you always copy paste with my two handles. It's at Mr. Mountain _man on YouTube and Twitter, if you want to follow along and see some pictures. You do not need to be, you don't need a Twitter account to look at the tweets. I think you might need a Facebook account in order to click on the pictures. You might even need an Instagram account. Well, Instagram's owned by Facebook, but I'm just saying you can see it. Anyway, only a couple pictures. Some weeks, I don't know why, I take a bunch and I only post a couple. I wanted to show you this one. Some of you guys have seen it, like Rita has seen it. And by the way, Rita, once again, I did hit the heart, but I hit the heart on the mobile app. I don't know why it doesn't show. But anyway, check this out. I was at the grocery. Look at those red leaves. We got round 2. I thought the color was gone after Zeta. It had blown all the leaves away, but it turns out that the maples were late turning, and this weekend was incredible. Like, even though it was overcast a little bit on Saturday, there were yellows, orange, and red. Beautiful trees. I don't know where it came from. I thought it was done. All of a sudden, Saturday was incredible. In fact, did I not post 2 pictures here? I guess I just posted 1. So anyway, look at the red there. Really cool. And check out that nasty pumpkin. This pumpkin was very nice looking the day we carved it on Halloween. And it was, look, there's like bugs, like fruit flies on it. The nose caved into the mouth. It did look spooky. I mean, it's all shriveled up and it looks, it's crazy because it was like a real soft, like happy looking pumpkin. And now it looked really gross. And I had fun because I took it with a shovel and I went out back with the kids and I slinged it at a tree to try to make it like, explode or, break apart into a bunch of pieces. So anyway, that's kind of nasty looking, but I just thought, yeah, I said, this pumpkin has seen better days. So anyway, that is the housekeeping for the week of November the 9th, 2020. Let's see if you guys, what you had to say here. If you can stage Mr. Mountman, it can help you be less stressful. Get one ahead, then it's easy and you can share what you truly like. Yes, a great strategy for sure. AAA, and check out AAA's channel and check it out and see what he's got over there, what they have, or what you guys have over there. Really enjoy your channel. I appreciate that, Patricia. Very humbling. Every time you guys say something nice, I really appreciate it. And sometimes I'm at a loss for words because the real goal is that you guys enjoy it. That's the biggest thing. I tried podcasting with a friend. He ended up not being reliable, and I didn't take it serious enough, though it was his idea. So that died after 3 episodes. Yeah. I mean, this, could almost be turned into a podcast-esque if you had another person. One of the things about StreamYard is you can invite other people. I have in the past had, Will and Chris, and one time was it just Chris? I think I had, and you can invite folks and have a conversation. But yeah, that's unfortunate, Larry, that didn't work out. You can always give your hand again at it. And thank you, Foxy Wolf. Thank you for posting that at Mr. Mountain _man. Thank you so much for doing that. Pumpkins look so scary when they start to decay. That one was like, that was crazy. Thanks, Rita. It worked out okay because I started the YouTube videos on my own. He's really enjoyable. Right. Living Like Larry has a channel. AAA has a channel. Anybody else has a channel? I always say, please promote. Mr. Mountman has a great personality. I always enjoy watching his videos. Thank you so much, Mermaid Princess. It's very kind of you. Again, I'm humbled. That's very sweet thing to say. Thank you so much. It's very nice. On the pumpkins, they don't last long after you carve them. Isn't that the truth? And they also start to stink. Like you have them in the house and they really smell. For home repairs, car repairs, and tools, Mr. Mountain has another YouTube channel at The Eclectic Handyman. Yeah, that's all. I enjoy that one, especially since I've kind of found a niche with my craftsman tools. So it's kind of watching some of the tool channels. I kind of like that. It's like a pumpkin on meth or something. Yeah, it's all messed up. That thing was nasty. We had another one. I didn't have a picture that was decayed, rotten, moldy. It was gross. I picked it up with a shovel, like 400 fruit flies or little things were flying around, like something nasty. So we got rid of that one. Hey, you are clear now. Great. So everybody who joins the live stream early at 1 hour and 3 minutes, I finally got clear. So, yeah. Thanks for the positivity night. Oh, if you're saying good night, I hope you have a wonderful week and I hope things are on the up for you. If you didn't mean to say good night, I apologize awkwardly for saying good night early. You do not need to leave, but if you are leaving, good night. So I kind of cover both bases there, but I hope everything goes well for you, AAA. You are clear now. Excellent. I used the something happened there. I don't know what was going on. Let's get to news notes for the week of November the 9th, 2020. So I'll go ahead and share this up. Application, Chrome, boom, doom, and present. All right. What do we have on deck? There's a theme this week. The theme is Christmas. First on deck. I don't know if Jennifer Rathbone is still around because I think this is in her neck of the woods per a conversation we had a few weeks back. This is an article from WLOS in Western North Carolina. Reverse Christmas parade planned for Canton. That's Canton, North Carolina. All right. So from the article, with COVID restrictions in North Carolina, traditional parades are not allowed. So Canton came up with a different idea for its Christmas parade this year. It's the opposite of the way parades normally work. The floats and displays will be stationary along the parade route as people drive by in their vehicles. The event scheduled for Thursday, December the 3rd, will have a toy theme this year. That's an interesting day, by the way, Thursday, because that's in the middle. I mean, the latter part of the week. You would think they would want to do it on Saturday. Well, maybe to keep crowds down. Town leaders say much more creativity can go into display since they won't be moving. They expect much more interaction, especially with the kids. It will be safe. It will be fun. And I think from the moment you get into this parade, the reverse parade, you're going to have a wonderful holiday experience, Mayor Zeb Mathers said. Smathers said town staff will hand out candy at the end. Kids can also expect a visit from St. Nick as well. The parade is expected to begin at 6 p.m. and is free to the public. So that's not so bad. I get off, people get off work at 6 and, head over to Canton and check out the parade. Next up on deck, the reverse of the reverse. So in Asheville, unfortunately, whoops, bumped the mic here. And I messed up my mic. Hold on a second. Get back. All right. Yes. So in Asheville, the parade is canceled. There is no reverse. This is also from WLS. The 2020 Asheville Holiday Parade canceled due to COVID. And from that article, it says, goodness gracious, I must have messed up that slide. Yeah, so I don't have the notes on it. I apologize about that. In a nutshell, though, the decision was made due to the pandemic. I did read the article that they were not doing the holiday parade downtown, just due to how many people were going to be around. They probably was pretty inventive what Canton's doing. I wonder if they could have done the reverse. It was strictly due to crowds. This article was from probably a month ago, I think. So it's been a little while and they knew it was going to be canceled. This one for future audiences, though, in the area, this is a recorded parade. It is on TV. I remember recording it the last year because unfortunately it's been inclement weather, like rainy, not snowing, like last year at least. But it is a nice community parade when it comes back. But unfortunately, they are not doing any sort of parade in Asheville, North Carolina this year. Next up, also in the holiday theme, the National Gingerbread House competition still on for 2020, but without public display. Once again, another way of getting creative about it. So the Gingerbread House competition, if you all aren't familiar, is nationally known. It's a big deal. It's like broadcast, I think, on the Food Network. Big time chefs and restaurant owners come to judge it. It's a pretty big deal. Like local community groups get into it. That picture there doesn't really do it justice. I mean, that's a beautiful gingerbread house, but there are many, many displays. It's an incredible thing to do. A lot of people get into it. From the article, as many major events that were canceled due to the pandemic, the Omni Grove Park Inn has adapted its 28th annual National Gingerbread House competition to meet safety restrictions. Hotel officials say the beloved holiday tradition will be held virtually in 2020 and without a public display, which was a little weird at first. I'm like, how do you have it without a public display? You mean we're just going to talk about gingerbread and you're not going to show it? They're going to show it. It's just virtually. You can join online. The hotel is generating unique, engaging experiences in place of physical display, including socially distant alternatives to hotel guests and fans at home to view the gingerbread finalists, the hotel said in part. By the way, let me tell you all something. One of my favorite restaurants in all of Asheville is in the Omni Grove Park Inn. It's called the Blue Ridge Artisanal Buffet. Went there for a holiday dinner with the family. It's pretty expensive, but it's just off the charts, unbelievable. Floor to ceiling windows. Looking out at the Blue Ridge Mountains, incredible views. The food is exquisite. You're not talking about like, and you all know me. I eat, the Ryan's and Golden Crab buffets. I'm all about, humble there. But for this particular occasion, it was over the top. It's crab legs galore, fine seafood steaks, made to order desserts over flame, just incredible treat. It's a treat. And is like maybe my favorite restaurant in Nova Asheville. Either that or the Brazilian Steakhouse downtown. Really wanted to do a video from one or both. But this year threw a wrench into that. So wasn't able to do anything like that. Let's see here. It's amazing what people in communities have come up with that would never been thought of prior to the pandemic. Absolutely. People are getting creative. You got to still make money. One of the things that kind of well, actually, there was some great news today from Pfizer that the vaccine is like 90% effective. And we don't have to get into the specifics of anything. The general news, no matter what, it's very positive. That's a great thing. But unfortunately, the pandemic, in the more mild areas, restaurants have been able to hang on with outdoor seating and all that. But up north in places like New York and the Midwest and others, they're going to have a rough time this winter because you can't sit outside. You're going to freeze your tail off, if it's 10 degrees and snowing. So anyway, yeah, it's nice to see people getting creative and still being able to have these, once the dust settled a little bit and you're like, all right, how are we going to readjust and make this, still possible? What I hate is the Santa train up in the Appalachians canceled, and that's the only Christmas a lot of those children get. So sad. Yeah, that's one of the things I think, Foxy, that this year people are going to have to keep an eye out is for whatever unselfish activities occur during the holidays. Those need to live on in some method. Yeah. So well, that parade would be different for sure in Canton. Yeah, I mean, you drive by, but the float's stationary. What that does is obviously that allows the vendors with the floats to be 6, 10, 15 feet apart. And then if you're driving by in your car, but they said you're still going to interact with the kids and get candy. So I don't know if they go up to the car and give you a little bag or something like that. But oh, Jennifer says, yes, Canton's Christmas parades are always great, even though it's different this year. But I got to hand it, Jennifer, over there in Canton. I mean, that is very creative. I mean, it's too bad Asheville didn't do that, and some of the other surrounding communities, kind of come up with some creative way, like another way you could do is go to the park, the community park, and set up all the displays in that same manner like Canton's doing, but allow people to walk around, maybe socially distanced, because it is true. The parade, everybody's just standing close together for an hour or whatever it is, plus, the ahead of time stuff. The gingerbread houses they make are amazing. Yeah. So if you've seen that on TV, it is incredible. And if you all like that kind of thing, so for all the hobbies I'm into, I'm not huge into like cooking and stuff like that, other than the grill, which I forgot to post the picture on Instagram. I did cook out burgers and hot dogs. It was super busy yesterday, and the Steelers won, and they're 8-0, but it was a really busy day because I was also painting this weekend on the deck, continuing to paint those deck rails that take forever. Yeah, so I'm not into cooking that much. But the gingerbread competition is a spectacular thing to see. I think the Food Network, I thought they were the ones that carried it. Talking about Kentucky Girl, probably not here due to the later time. Yeah, sorry about the later time. Again, it is 10:30. I'll probably be heading out here in about 5 minutes. It is sad about the train. Brian says, "Hey, Mount Man, let you know my dad passed away last Friday at 9:35. I'm so sorry to hear that, Brian. That's a close family member that you lost, and I am really sorry. You'll be in the thoughts and prayers. Everybody keep Brian. I'm sorry about your father, and I hope in this difficult time that you're able to, day by day, you know, uh, get through that difficult situation. We'll be thinking about you. Sorry to hear that. Have you or your family ever made gingerbread house, Mr. Man, or anything in the chat? Yes. Some of the kids did participate in the gingerbread chat, I think a couple years ago. And so that's how we knew about it, but haven't done it since. But there's a lot of course, that was from an amateur side, but there are many, many professionals that get into it. As you see from that picture right there, it's really crazy. That incredible what they do. Oh, before I forget, Wednesday is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to anyone that here is a veteran. Thank you for your service. I echo that completely. It is Veterans Day. Absolutely. My brother-in-law is a lifetime Marine. He's been in a career military in the Marines. And folks such as himself or anybody here that might be a veteran, and anybody active duty or previous, it's just anybody in the service, thank you to you. Um, yes. Well, when you went on your cruise, were they doing the beautiful buffets with all the carvings and the fruit and cheese? So much great in it. If you meant cruise, like, I don't know if I told the story. I haven't been on a cruise in about 20 years. I have been on cruises. Is that the one you're talking about, Rita? It's been a long time. Yes, the ones I was on, the buffets were amazing, and the food and the way they would carve the little fruit thing. I don't remember talking too much about the cruise. I would do a cruise again. I liked cruising. I thought it was a lot of fun. Um, these days, kind of, it's kind of messed up with the pandemic. It's going to take a little while, but yes, the cruises. The best part about the cruises is all the eating at the buffets. Um, Ted and Deborah said, "I tried it on time. A one time AZ Rocket looked more like a gingerbread shanty rather than a house. Nice, I love it. Yeah, I think we'll though. We always, when you pass by Walmart and they have those kits, we usually pick up one and do it for home. Um, yes, thank you to all the veterans for your service. Oh, I meant so much art in it. Yes, yes. Yes, sorry for your loss. We are. Sorry to hear about your dad. Thoughts and prayers. Um, thoughts and prayers. Yes, yes, from everyone here. Ted, Deborah, happy Veterans Day to all. Thanks for your service. Prayers to you. Um, God bless him for his service. We love our service people. Yes. Um, Let me so that rounds out the let me say stop screen here. That rounds out the news and notes for the week of November the 9th, 2020. And would you look at that? It is after 10:30 right now. Yeah, his services were great. Yeah. Good, Brian. Hopefully that was for the your dad and being able to remember him. So Yeah, the week ahead, guys. Like I mentioned to you last week, 2 months from now we'll be in January. It rolls through the holiday season quickly. So if you're a fan of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever else you celebrate from all over the world, there's a lot of holidays in here. Enjoy every day, enjoy it, and even the broken microwaves with the wrong sockets because you order the wrong one and the parts that aren't made and all the little nuances. The end of the day, those are not huge problems. They're funny stories for Mountain Man Monday, is what they end up being. And I enjoy yapping with y'all tonight about it. And I still can't remember the story. Watch, I'll be like in the middle of the night and be like, now I know what I was going to say about the TV project. What I was going to say was that, blah, 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 blah. But you guys should find that video that I watched of the guy who was discharging the capacitor from Sweden, and when it sparked and he started blurting out explicitives in Swedish. I don't want to say it was funny because it's dangerous, but it was kind of funny. So anyway, I hope that's not me. I'll be careful. Oh yeah, and Rita confirmed that was the one talking about. You made me think of it when you were talking about the buffet. Yes, yes, and cruises are awesome. They really are cool. Haven't been on here for a while. Yeah, Brian, it's nice to have you back. Again, sorry for the sad news, but always nice to have all our regulars here. Living Like Larry has an excellent, wishing for a much better 2021. I think everybody is. And, maybe we can, slow it down. And, my wife, she watches I don't know if you guys have cable or satellite or any of that stuff, but if you don't, but you may not know what I'm talking about, but Hallmark makes all these Christmas movies, and they're kind of, the stories are engineered. They're pretty simple to figure out, but they're a little mindless and kind of easy to watch. And I watch some of them. I know if my parents are around, they've watched some of them. Like I watch them with my wife, and the family likes them, but they get a little, kind of sappy and stuff like that after a while. But I mean, after this year, I remember telling my wife, I'm like, you know what? It's about high time I watch one of those like silly, sappy Hallmark movies, because the kind of year we've been having, I think it's high time for some fantasy, I guess you would say. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for a great live stream. Hit the thumbs up. Enjoy your week. Be safe and well. It felt good to be here again. I appreciate that. It was. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Um, let's see. Night all and have a great week. Thanks to the veterans for your service. Brian, you've been missed here. I know you've been caring for your dad, so maybe you can start joining us again. Absolutely. Have a good night, Mr. Mountain. Enjoyed the live chat. Hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe and take care. That is well said as anybody could say right there. Really appreciate it. Have a great evening. Sleep well. Definitely sleep well. Get a good night's sleep. And stay healthy. Everyone have a safe and wonderful week. Stay alert and stay alive. And with that, thank you everyone for joining this evening. Miss you all a lot. Yes, it's so much. Everybody have a wonderful night, a great week. Stay safe. Don't break your microwave. Be careful. And until next time, we'll see you next Monday here. Yes, Living Like Larry. Have a great week and enjoy one more day of 77. Absolutely. Enjoy the nice weather. Enjoy fall. And guys, until next time, this is Mr. Mountain Man saying see ya next Monday. Good night, everyone.